Here.
You know,
We're gonna play the BA101 song. Can't remember how it goes.
Is there a BA101 song?
Yeah, Lee has a BA101 song.
There is. Yeah,
shit,
there
that
is.
one I didn't
It's
listen
not
to.
copyrighted, so he can totally play it.
It's 8:30 p.m. on a Wednesday night, and the time is now. Yeah, the time is right. No turning back now. No turning back now. No turning back now.
That's right, folks. There's no turning back now.
You've made your poor Wednesday night choice.
You've made your poor Wednesday night choice, and you're going to have to live with it.
No turning back now. No turning
Unless you click
back
the X
now.
button at the top.
No, don't give
Otherwise,
him
like
that
and subscribe.
advice.
Yeah.
Jesus, Nick.
What the fuck? What the fuck is this shit?
Good Lord, what have we done?
Excellent.
Wow.
Thank you for the
Wow.
intro.
What the fuck was that?
AI does it again.
There is an outro song as well. So.
And at the end, I better have Chris Peters killed this woman in it. All right, so if you haven't guessed already, there's no turning back. This is BA101.
That's right.
We are going to do a BYOB episode, an episode where people bring their own beer instead of, the impossible task these days of all doing the same beer, but like we'd like to. So this week, we're going to do Summer Crushers. What beer are you currently drinking to beat the summer heat? And that's open for interpretation. Could be whatever you're drinking this summer, whatever you're drinking right now. What's cheap?
Shit, let me grab a Double Tempest.
There you go. All right. So we'll start with the La Fuzzy. Hello.
Hey, do we want to do intros of the beer or just say how we're doing?
And this is just intros of the beer. We'll circle back and do history in a second.
Oh, okay. Yes, so today I've decided to pick up something from Nine Locks. I've had a few things from Nine Locks before.
Yeah.
This one here says it's a watermelon blonde.
Not had that.
I was thinking, that's nice. Good for you. I was thinking, what is a better summer drink than a watermelon infused beer? Like beer and watermelon go together. So I have not tried this before, but this one here, Nine Locks, is from Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, in the more historic Shubenacadie Canal. Shubenacadie,
yeah.
Shubenacadie. Create the best possible beer. We have a small batch causing all natural ingredients. Light, crisp, effervescent, and quenching. Thirst quenching. Seasonal Nine Locks blonde and a normal American style Weiser beer, brewed with Canadian wheat and barley. Grainy wheat notes give way to a slightly tart, acidic finish with a refreshing hint of watermelon. That's my beer. We'll talk about it in a second.
Nice.
All right. Let's move on. Let's go over to Mr. Lee and see what Lee has got with him tonight.
Okay, so I made a order on Harvest Beer, Wine, and Spirits this past Monday, and it showed up today, thankfully. If it hadn't, I wouldn't have had a beer for tonight. But this is something I knew I used to drink quite a bit of when it was readily available to me back in the day. Like we're talking like 15 years ago or more at this point. This is Maclay's Traditional Pale Ale.
What?
5%? Yeah, at 5% alcohol by volume.
Nice.
It is still brewed by. Well, I'll get into the history when we talk about our personal history or whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, I saw it on Harvest Beer, Wine, and Spirit, and so I was like, what? That's still made? Okay, I'm getting some of that. And I made a mistake. I was intending to get a 12-pack, but I didn't realize I'd actually bought a 24-pack. So it's like, okay, well, I guess I am drinking this for the rest of the summer then.
Unintentional.
I think
crusher.
I think we can get Maclay's. Yeah, we can get Maclay's in Salisbury. Scott knows where that is. Actually, I think maybe you do too, Lee.
Really?
It's like outside of Moncton. Anyway, so yeah, they sell it $38.99 for 24 pack. That's pretty good, but it's like one of those beers that you just buy in a big flat.
Yeah,
cheap, super cheap. All right, thanks, Lee. Let's go over to Greg. I'm sure he's got an interesting Summer Crusher to talk about.
I do. Well, again, Summer Crusher often for me is just going to the LCBO and picking up a few different beers.
You can't do that.
I can't. You're right, Scott. Luckily,
Someone's wrong on the internet.
Luckily, there's a lot of other places. I mean, I can order from the LCBO still, but it takes 2 to 5 days. Luckily, there's about a million other places. Doug Ford is basically trying to tell the province, hey, you don't need the LCBO because we got a million other places. That's true. I mean, unless you want very specific spirits or wines or something, you basically can get whatever you need to get. And I found this little tiny brewery that makes some beers I enjoy. It's called GLB. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but they make they make a product called Canuck. And this to me has always been the Summer Crusher for me because it's cheap, $60 a case. It used to be 48, so they've upped the price by quite a bit. But still, that by Ontario standards, it's cheap, and I'm sure by New Brunswick standards, way cheap.
I've had that beer, yeah.
We have. But here's the thing: it is 5%. It's not heavy, but again, you drink a couple of these in the sun, it'll hit you. And unfortunately, as much as I love it, this guy doesn't do the trick either because that goes the opposite direction. It goes too high. So you drink 3 of these in the sun and you're useless for the rest of the day. And unfortunately, when you want to day drink by the pool, sometimes you still want to be functional by the end of the day because you want to do something or be able to get your penis up for your wife. One or the other.
No,
well, yeah, I guess beer dick in this case. So this is the beer I've got this summer. It's Sunnyside Session IPA. So it is a hazy, which doesn't really usually jive with me, but it's a fairly light hazy. Doesn't have a lot of the hazy qualities I don't like. I won't go too much into it. I will say, though, that luckily I did have Madame Lee here for, not a week, 4 days. And this was the Summer Crusher that we mostly drank. We interchanged it with a little bit of Canuck and a few review beers. So I actually got to try this beer as a proper Summer Crusher, as a pool beer. Like we were probably between the two of us drinking something like 8 to 10 beers a day. So I'm good. I'll give you my thoughts about this beer. I have thoughts.
8 to 10 beers at the pool.
Well, what we would do is every time we popped the beer open, we'd split it between the two of us. So we were only having half the beer each.
Okay. So yeah, all right.
Yeah. So I mean, like, between the two of us, and then Agnes had her own lagers or whatever. She didn't really. I'd also keep in mind this is Lady Lee. She's in the pool for like 12 hours a day, so it's really only like a beer an hour. So it's,
but 4 to 5 beers for the sun for a bright sunny day makes more sense than 8 to 10.
Yeah, like Agnes and I laughed that like we used the pool more in those 4 days than we've used it the entire rest of the summer combined.
Nice. All right. And all right, so thank you, Greg. We'll get down to your history of it that you pretty much already gave, I think. But let's talk to me for a second because we all want to hear from me, or at least I do. So what did I bring for the Summer Crusher thing? I'll tell you, it's been kind of hard to go out to the NB liquor store these days and buy like 8, 12 plus cans of craft beer when they're all about $5 for a can. So I have been kind of investigating my options as far as getting like what's the best quality versus like affordability price. It's just me in my mind doing numbers, kind of like Carrie plays Kingdom Come Deliverance, except for I'm playing with money in my wallet and I'm not.
We're sorry for anyone that doesn't get to see us stream today, but come watch us instead.
They won't hear you unless they're actually watching you now.
I don't understand how the internet works. I kind of assume if I yell it out, people.
We do have one viewer. It's probably one of us, but in the off chance it's not, leave a comment. Tell us what you're drinking. Any questions? Let us know.
I'm pretty sure it's me.
Pretty sure it's just Greg. Okay, so to get back to now that I've been interrupted, so it kind of brings back memories of Carrie. One of the things I've been doing lately is been actually hitting up, and it's weird because like I look at like what's the price of Moosehead per can? It's like $4.29 right now, so which is that's not great when it comes to like what's effectively a macro lager. I still don't mind sorry, Scott, the taste of Moosehead. But when it comes to being the affordability for a lager, that's not a beer that I'm gonna go and buy a whole bunch of when in the form of the 473 ml cans. So one of the it's weird, but especially considering like last week when we did Steam Whistle on the panel, where you had this kind of like knockoff German or knockoff Czech Pilsner that was like $5 something, wasn't it? It was almost $5 a can. When the real fucking German and Czech Pilsners are sitting on the shelf at NB Liquor for like $1 less. So when it comes to value, I've been actually hitting up a lot of the Czech and German Pilsners lately as a supplement beer. Like I'll still buy like 3, 4, 5 cans of IPAs, but I'm gonna also buy a whole bunch of these like Pilsners that are like $3.80 a can. And one of my favorite go-tos, and it was gone in New Brunswick for a while, and then just recently came back, and I was actually kind of stoked to see it come back because I actually really like this beer. I always have since the first time I tried it. It's Vorsteiner German Pilsner.
Dun, dun,
Brewed
dun.
according to German purity law, and it's $3.89 a can. When you compare it, it's like $4.75 plus for a good session IPA or something. It's just getting ridiculous.
That's nice when the Germans want to keep things pure.
Exactly.
Have a history
All
of
right,
that, yeah.
they have a history of keeping things pure. I prefer to keep it Bavarian style though. So let's circle back and because Laley hasn't shown up yet, let's go to Scott and ask him his histoire with a said beer.
So not this beer. I've had other 9-lot brews before. Nothing that really stands out as what I would say would be a good or bad history. But this is the first time I've had this one. And Nine Locks isn't that far from where we are. I think it's a little bit closer to where Lee is living, I would say. But he could probably give you a little bit more background on what Nine Locks is all about. So yeah, I don't have too much to say about this one. Trying it out as a summer crusher. I mean, I could have went and got I've been drinking these this summer, right? Just because I do like lime beers and they're only 4%. Yeah, they're only 4%. So I mean, it's easy to get. This one here is a 5% beer and an IBU of 12, so it's pretty low. Yeah. Water, hops, malt, yeast, natural flavors. I would think the natural flavors part is the water. And I already read the thing. Directions for use: chill, open.
Directions for use.
Yeah.
Apply liberally to gullet.
No, hold on here. Oh, this is funny as shit. Directions for use: chill, open, highly recommended, enjoy, repeat.
Highly recommended. Enjoy it, but it doesn't tell
this-
you how you're supposed to enjoy it. That's bad instructions.
On the can it says, I wrote a song about a tortilla. Actually, it's more of a rap. It says that on the can.
Can we put that through AI and have it write a song?
Is that backwards to you guys?
No, it's not. Actually.
No, it's correct.
It says directions for use. I wrote a song about a tortilla. It's more of a rap. Oh God, that's bad. That is really bad.
All right.
You need
What
rap
other,
song about tortilla.
What other Nine Locks beers have you had, Scott?
Don't remember off the top of my head. Like I said, nothing that would. Let me do a little bit of research on the other 9-lot beers.
I know I've had Frig Off.
Frig Off. They're Dirty Blonde. They have the one that's called the IPA, which is really good. They have their Fathom Double IPA, which is really good. They got a red ale. They got some non-alcoholic beer. They got their Jake's Easy Lager, which is something that they just came out with.
Yeah, I haven't had a Jake's. What I have had out of 9 Locks was their Dirty Blonde.
Yep.
I tried their Tangerine Blonde.
Okay.
and the Wiener Lager.
Mm-hmm.
Wiener Lager.
Wiener chicken dinner.
I think I actually had to. I think I featured that on one of the BA101s, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe.
Okay.
But I'd like to try the vanilla porter.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had that here before. You might even be able to find it somewhere still. Look.
Yeah, and it's not nitro infused like most
No.
tend to be. So it's actually got full flavor.
Yep. Good.
There's one can left. Yep.
Well, that's not very good for me.
Yeah.
I'm not in DF anymore. But yeah, so I've tried, and I wouldn't be against trying other 9-Locks beers, but the watermelon blonde, I would think, is something that you can crush. Watermelon, and well, I don't want to crush blondes, but
Before you go to me for my history, just go to Lady Lee and get her to catch up.
Okay. All right. Hi, Lady Lee. How you doing tonight?
mustard.
Hi.
Relish.
Sorry, just turn my
Mustard,
computer
relish,
on.
Catch up.
I'm good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. What'd you bring tonight? Just to
Right,
dip
so-
into the episode here.
So I managed to get unlazy, and I went and grabbed some beer for myself. So I will let you guys decide, because I have 2 of them.
Oh
I
boy.
can't get them out of the package, so they'll be in the package.
You're a package.
Anyways, I have...
Gotta handle the package.
Oh my goodness.
Now those
Great.
ones just rip. Those are like the
Comes in foursomes.
Yeah, they pop right out.
Yeah, I'm trying to rip it, okay?
Pretty good, dude.
So I had to have a Mexican pale ale lager with prickly pear and lime, or a strawberry sour.
Oh,
Those
Mexican
would be-
I
one.
think the Mexican lager.
I would say
sounds
the
good.
Mexican one. Which one would you rather drink by a pool?
Yeah, the Mexican.
I
one.
think... I think the Mexican lager one for sure. Just the strawberry, because it has strawberry in it.
I mean, there's no rule about having 2 beers on the show. Talking about both of them.
Yeah, and then cuvee them.
Yeah.
No.
What?
I'm not cuvee anything.
No.
Anyways, yes. Okay, so I am doing, it's from Gateway City, Cerveza Baroness, a Mexican pale ale with prickly pear and lime.
Mm.
It's a Cerveza Baroness.
Yes.
I'll write that down.
It's Gateway did a collaboration with the Beer Baroness Society.
Ah, okay.
The lime part sounds interesting. I'm
Yeah.
a big sucker for lime.
That all sounds interesting, to be honest.
Mm.
Prickly pear and lime. A little bit of sweetness and some lime.
Yeah.
All right.
That is my beer.
Okay. We'll circle back and then you finish doing history. So Lee's already done his history. Mr. Lee.
No, I haven't.
No, he hasn't. Just me.
Oh, Scott's done his.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to Lee.
Yeah, so McClay's, like I said, I do actually have a pretty long history of this one, although, it's been a while since I've been able to, just go to the store and get this one. It's been several years, actually. So, like, this is actually, it started out as a Scottish brand from the McClay's Thistle of Scotland brewery, I believe it was. It's kind of defunct now. Like it's still a company, but I think they run some pubs or something like that now, and they have the beers that are under their name are contract brewed. So in this case, this one went to the Maritime Beer Company, which some people might remember. I think Nick might remember. It was right around the start of like the whole craft brew thing in the Maritimes.
I think it was slightly before we started doing it. So
yeah, they made like the Black Pearl Cream Ale, and they made the Frosted Frog near the end of their run and stuff like that.
Is that the Miramichi place?
No,
Okay.
it was in Halifax. It was the Maritime Brewing Company. So they went out of business. They got bought up. At least their equipment got bought up by Schliemann. And of course, and so Schliemann bought up their equipment, their brands, whatever they wanted to take. And so they took the license for the McClays, and they started brewing it themselves, apparently. And of course, now Sapporo owns Schliemann, so this is technically a Sapporo beer at this point. But I guess McClay's still owns some sort of rights to these. It's still some nebulous thing. But I haven't been able to get this for a while. Not in any local NSLCs that were like close to me. It hasn't been around, so it's been a lot of years. But I always kind of enjoyed this one. I thought it was a couple steps better than the regular kind of like lighter pale ales that remind you of lagers, so you can sell it to a more general populace kind of idea. More of a maintenance beer that's not a lager, maintenance beer that's an ale. I think is kind of the way to put it. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about it actually, even though it's it's probably it's a little bit spoilers. It's not a world beater or anything like that, but it's been a while since I had this, and it kind of reminds me of back in the day when I was first doing beer reviews.
And to add a little to that story, I remember your earliest beer reviews, Lee. You used to review just about everything through a glaze glass.
Mm-hmm, that's right. Yeah, I broke that glass. I love that glass. It was just a shitty little tumbler, but I like that glass a lot.
Yeah, it's my first memory of the name. So
yeah,
watching your shit. All right, so let's go over to Greg, and Greg can tell us how much what's his extensive history with this.
I've never had this beer, Nick. It's my very first time having it.
Other than with Lee.
Lady Lee had. I probably didn't drink it at all. I don't usually drink by the pool. You know me. Well, although Untapped tells me the first time I had this beer was May 23rd, 2016, which is probably when they introduced this beer. It used to be one of their one-offs, and now it's one. Now it seems to be their main seasonal crusher that comes out. They have a few IPAs that are 4%. They've got Limp Puppet, and the other one which I actually like quite a bit is it was called Fighting Weight, and then they changed the name to Octopus Light or Octo Light. Unfortunately, they haven't released that on its own for a while. I don't know if they're going to this year. The only way you could get it is in the 4-pack that GLB released a few months ago. But so for the time being, if you want a 4% pool crusher, this works. And as I was mentioning before Lady Lee showed up, we drank quite a few of these, and we did not get annihilated from them. So 4% is good.
Summer crusher.
Mm-hmm.
Summer crusher.
All right.
That's it, Nick. That's my history.
Yay. All right. So let's go back over to Lady Lee and ask you what her history is, which I'm pretty sure we can kind of guess. It's the car ride back from Gateway City.
No, I've had this one a bunch of times.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
well, okay.
Wow, Nick.
Go right at, wait for me to be assumptive. Go ahead.
The
and tell
strawberry one was a new one for me because I thought, ooh, strawberry. I like strawberries.
We should have mentioned that beforehand, and we would have told you to have the strawberry one.
It's fine. I'll try it after. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, but Summer Crusher makes more sense if it's something she's had before.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I did.
You have to try it on screen.
I'll try it on screen.
You ruined the show, Lee. Way to go.
Yeah.
No, I've had this one a bunch of times. It's a big reason why I ended up picking it up with this one because I saw this.
There we
go. The strawberry sour's a new one at Gateway. And I'm like, oh, that would be an interesting one to do for summer. But I was like, oh, but if we're talking crushers about things that we've done, I've had this one plenty of times. It came out, I think, last year from Gateway. And I was really excited to try it because I also like lime. And it was with the Beer Baroness Society, so how could I not try it? The feminist in me is like, absolutely try it.
There you go.
Actually, first time I tried it was on Carrie's birthday last year.
Massive feminist, Carrie McEwen.
Yeah, I took him to Gateway and bought him a bunch of beers, and this is one of the ones I got.
You complain a lot?
This is the beer that I bought.
She evaded that question.
Okay.
No further comment on that, Nick.
All right, so thank you for that, Lady Lee. I'll talk about my history with Zvolsteiner now. And before I get super started on this year, I'm going to say that I'm already working on my second can of this shit. Because
Summer crushing it.
Going down very, 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 very easy on a hot night. Okay, so my history with Warsteiner goes all the way back to, like, I don't know, the very beginning when I started experimenting with beer in 2009. I tried a whole bunch of different like my first like breakout summer of watching drinking craft beer and starting to watch beer tube videos was in 2009 when I first moved into make it depressing. When I first moved into the apartment with my late fiance. So
My old apartment.
it was literally Scott's old apartment. We got it from him, and then we moved in together when he moved out.
And more depressing.
Yeah, no. But we probably had sex more times in Scott's bedroom than he did. So not that I know.
You don't
Jesus.
know that.
Wait,
You don't know that.
you and Scott did?
Maybe Scott had more women in there. I don't know, more different women. I only ever had the one. So,
Wow, Nick,
off
you're
the
just
rails
really,
already. Okay, so getting this thing
Nick,
back
you're
on
really
track,
digging
shut up,
that
Greg.
hole.
I'm not even going there. Not digging any holes. Fuck. Okay, so now that that's completely awkward, summer 2009 is when I started really getting into drinking all kinds of different craft beer. And I was just like, trying everything that Envy Liquor had to offer. One of the pilsners they had on the shelf, of course, was Warsteiner. So I remember the first time I had it, and I thought it was something else. Like it was like one of the cleanest, most like dry beers I'd ever drank. And it was kind of super refreshing in the sense that, and I feel like it's not quite as dry as it used to be, but at the same time, that first experience with it was like, oh my god, it feels like it's both refreshing and it evaporates in the back of my throat. So I've had this beer available to me for a very long time. In fact, my first experiment with, and I'll share my screen here briefly, and everybody's going to make fun of how many tabs I've got open. Back during the Olympics in 2010, it's like one of my very first beer reviews where I did these like 3 different videos of beer Olympics, where I looked at 3 beers of what I thought was the same style, which they're really not. Where I did like stouts, porters, and in this case pilsners, and I had like a 3-way review of Feels Good Pilsner from Picaroons, which is an Imperial Pilsner, which is not even the same.
3-way.
A real German Pilsner, and and of course Molson Old Style, if anybody remembers that. And usually at the end of these videos when I made these, you can imagine I got really fucking shit faced at the end of these ones. I usually brought in like a 4th beer that I can't remember. Maybe I didn't do that in this one.
I would think not, because that Imperial Pilsner was first off, it tasted like shit, but it was like what? How much percent was it again? Like 10%?
I think it was like 7.5 or 8 or something like that. It was heavy for a Pilsner. No, I was thinking, like, did I bring in Pilsner Raquel? Because I could have got that at the time, too. I didn't. I know there was, like, one of these videos I did where I brought in a 4th beer. But, my God, did I ever get shit-faced after these ones? Because I was drinking, like, 3 beers in a span of 10 minutes.
Yeah, that would do it.
All right, so I'm going to stop sharing with this. Of course, when I first did the beer review on my channel, it was the beer review number 52, which was like June 2011. So this is a very long time ago too. Over the years, like I still liked Warsteiner. It disappeared for a while off of Envy Liquor shelves, but it's just recently reappeared this year. And when I saw it on shelves this year, I was like, "Holy shit, Warsteiner's back!" So I've been kind of, and given that and the price and how refreshing I feel it is, it's kind of one of those things where I just keep going to it. I've actually enjoyed it as a go-to in the last several months. So anyway. That's my history with Warsteiner. Oh, yeah, and I should also mention we did do a BA101 of it in 2020.
Oh, okay.
Who do we have on the channel that time? We had Ashley Sexton and Redbeard when they were both still alive. So, yeah, rest in peace. All right, so let's
Scott wasn't alive.
Let's look at
then. So
let's look at the comments. Hi, Nick from Greg. That's back when we used to have viewers and people would watch this channel.
We have one person watching right now.
Yeah, I think that's me.
It says 0 in the top corner. Well, the top corner is what's weird. I point up over here, and I'm actually pointing at Greg under the duck.
I'm
So
hiding,
right
but
here.
there we go. I'm behind the duck.
Right here on my screen, I see the 0 saying that there's nobody actually watching this shit.
I'm
So
watching it.
blame them.
I'm watching it on another tab. It doesn't. It's not.
So you got to put it in the title like BA101 Summer Crushers featuring a real girl. You'll get up to and including 10 viewers.
And
Yeah.
featuring the estrogen element.
And
Boobs.
we might get
Love
more we might get more sponsors than just our one sponsor tonight, Nick. And I'm going to play that ad now.
Jesus Christ.
Once wrote a song about a tortilla. It's a rap.
Probably pairs perfectly with that Mexican lager.
Yeah.
Probably.
He is like fake Mexican food with fake Mexican lagers.
Wow. Way to besmirch our only paying advertiser, Nick.
Beast merch.
Go visit your local Taco Bell.
Yeah. Owned by
Taco
KFC.
Do we have 2 Taco Bells here in St. John?
Nope,
don't we?
we don't. We only have the one. The one over east closed after they moved over west.
The one where?
They opened a standalone Taco Bell on the west side, and then the east side closed. Like it's just the KFC now.
Oh, okay. So I thought the KFC. Yeah, I thought it was a KFC Taco Bell. So
Yeah, it used to be one of the hybrid ones where it had KFC Taco Bell. Now they've got like a real Taco Bell on the west side, and it's got the whole Taco Bell menu.
Well, there you go.
The crippled menu they had at the KFC.
That KFC can go halal now.
Oh. It can. Yeah. You know what the funny part is? Like, people are getting B. Arthur.
We bleed our chickens.
Oh, we bleed our chickens. I was
Lee. People are going all crazy on the halal chicken. Man, what they just don't understand what it means.
No,
they're saying KFC doesn't serve pork anymore. What was there any pork stuff at KFC? I don't recall.
They used to have bacon.
Maybe bacon on their zingers, I think, is the only thing.
Okay.
I think there was bacon. Some of their sandwiches and the Double Down had bacon on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw someone posted it from my hometown with this anger post of like, what the fuck is this? Blah blah blah. And I was like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Do you know what this? Do you know what this is? Like, it's still fucking chicken.
It's chicken.
Like
eat the chicken.
It's the same fucking chickens. Is that they just kill them in a different way?
Exactly.
Eat the chicken.
It's just like saying whatever you're eating is kosher. You know, so what? It just doesn't mean you can't eat it.
And then everybody that got really mad is like, well, I'm going to eat at Mary Brown's from now on. It's like, guess what? They've been halal for decades.
Mary Brown's and Popeyes have been halal for decades. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Muslims already won.
I love how they get so angry about it.
The funniest thing I read was, if you want to keep religion out of your chicken, I look forward to your Chick-fil-A boycott.
Yeah.
I like how they get all upset about like, oh, it's halal. Oh no, they're only using chickens that are halal in their minds. And I'm like, okay, so it doesn't matter how terrible we are to the animals in the slaughterhouse. Like, you guys are just offended that it's halal.
Think that, like, these chickens are conforming to Sharia law. Like, what the fuck are you going?
Yeah, anyways.
Guess what? Dumb people don't think very hard.
Listen, all I'm going to say is I will continue to not eat at KFC, whether it's halal or not.
Yeah, it's just gross.
Because of your own.
Because fuck KFC.
That's because of your own issues.
Tasty, though.
But listen, Mary Brown's has Mary Brown's got out to Ontario yet?
Oh yeah, I got a Mary Brown. I could walk in 10 minutes.
Mary Brown's is so much better than KFC.
Oh yeah. I haven't had KFC in quite some time. Like
Brown's? I've never had Mary Brown's.
Oh, delicious.
Well, now add that to the list of next time you're here. Going to Mary Brown's.
No, thank you. I would rather do everything else. Another fried cream spot just doesn't.
Yeah, they don't really have seafood at Mary Brown's, so you know.
Maybe when we bring Carrie, we can go. Mary Brown's.
So we're then never gonna go because that's not gonna be a thing. Sorry, Carrie.
Agnes's rules.
Did I miss something?
Maybe.
Nope.
Just
There we
that,
go.
We're
just
talking
that,
about the beer.
All right.
Talking about
just
the beers.
that, just
Let's
that
talk
you're
about
more
the
fun
beers.
without care.
Yeah.
Talk about the beers.
So
Let's go with the beers.
let's go back to our beers here, and we can actually discuss what we thought of them. Starting with the fuzzy with his new internet.
So my 9 locks watermelon blonde. I must say,
Lux.
yep, I must say one of the best. Even if the watermelon wasn't there, one of the best blondes I've had in a long time. And then there's a little hint of watermelon at the end. It goes. I am really holding back, not drinking this because I wanted to talk about it as it goes. After this, though, I'm fucking down. It is a delicious watermelon beer. Something you can definitely crush. Sitting by the pool, at the campfire, whatever. It is light, refreshing. It hides the 5% really well, but you don't even taste it at all. Crisp up front. You can smell the watermelon coming right off the glass, coming off the top. Finish is very clean. One of the best watermelon type beers I've had. And I've had some bad watermelon type beers, but one of the better watermelon type beers I've had in a long time. And maybe Mr. Lee can comment. That he drank one of these before. Maybe he can give a little mini his point on it.
That's one of the ones from Nine Locks I haven't had yet. So
okay. I thought you said you did have it.
No, you being positive on that actually makes me want to try it out. Because I usually I've had one of their fruit beers and I thought it was all right, but fruit beers just don't tend to be my thing really. So I've kind of avoided, and they have 3 or 4 fruit beers generally in their lineup. So I've just kind of avoided them on general principle of not into fruit beers as big. But now you make me want to try it. So yeah.
It's not super watermelony. It just has that watermelon smell and a ting at the end, and that's it. But it's crisp, clean. I would definitely get a 6-pack of this and sit on the beach.
I assume they're probably just using their Dirty Blonde as a base beer, and then they're putting the watermelon to it. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
That works. Their Dirty Blonde is a really good blonde beer. So
yeah, I don't think. Yes, it is. I've had that
Dirty
one.
blonde.
It's a dirty blonde. I've had that dirty blonde, and it was a great beer.
Oh,
but then
you laugh, Lady Lee. There was actually controversy about that name. Some people got really uptight because they thought they were so you're stereotyping a certain type of woman, the slutty dirty blonde or something like that.
There's dirty blondes, the hair color is dirty blonde. I was just dirty blonde isn't a dirty blonde.
You see, that's what you would expect a sensible person to say, but there were some people, 3 people
took it the wrong way.
3 people on social media can rile up a bunch of bullshit and get all bent out of shape. Oh, how dare you call that name your beer with this sexist term applied to a woman or something? What?
That's so terrible. Okay, so when I was growing up, I was blonde when I was really young. And as I got older, my hair color got darker. So I went through a transition where I had dirty blonde hair. And my mom used to always say I was a dirty blonde. So to hear people say that, they could all go fuck themselves because it's literally a hair color. Now my childhood's ruined that I was a dirty blonde.
Yeah. Nah, it was just fucking typical internet outrage, ridiculous shit. There's actual real problems in the world. There's actual real injustices and sexism and stuff going on. And then there's stuff like this. That's not.
I was about to go on a rant, but we'll just do that for another day.
Let's keep to the beer, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, highly recommended. Lee, if you can find it, pick it up.
Ratings?
Cool. Yeah.
Come on, cat. Really?
Ratings. The cat puke?
Sorry. No, the cat jumped on the power button of my computer.
They jump over the
Yeah, we're good. Anyway, so I would totally recommend it. Do we want to do ratings now or after?
Rating now.
Rate it now. For style, rate it now. For style, as a summer crusher, we're doing it at 10s.
Yeah, at 10.
I would give this a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
This is very, very good. For
Wow.
personal enjoyment, I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me.
If this wasn't, if the only reason why I probably wouldn't give it a 9.5 is because it's a little bit more pricey. It's it's a small batch. It's a small batch brew. It was $5.25 for a $5.25 for a 473 ml can. So I probably wouldn't buy a whole lot of them all summer long, but I would definitely go back and get maybe 6 of them for a night. 6 of them would be $30
With a dirty blonde.
with a dirty blonde.
Filthy
A
blonde.
watermelon blonde.
Get the filthy blonde. It's even better.
See, a watermelon blonde, you'd think it'd be like kind of a strawberry blonde more than
Right, but it wouldn't. That wouldn't be a bad idea to put a strawberry instead of a watermelon in here.
Yeah.
Maybe if you-
Strawberry watermelon. Strawberry would dominate though, because watermelon's really hard to.
Yeah.
If you
But
put watermelon with anything, it's really hard to like. Yeah.
Usually when stuff has watermelon in it, it's usually fake watermelon flavor because
it's fake. But what I'm thinking is grab a dirty blonde and then put some strawberry flavoring in that, just much like they did to the watermelon. But you'd still have that. I think it would be like you said, Lady Lee, it would be a lot stronger in the strawberry side than it would be than the watermelon. Anyway, that's my review. I would totally get 6 more of these.
Just 6.
6 more, and then he'd stop.
All right. Thank you.
6 to 9 of them.
69. All right, let's go to Lee. Hey, Lee.
Hello. So this McClay's. The thing I'll say about this is, it's even though it's not necessarily commonly found anymore in the Maritimes, and its traditions are from a kind of defunct Scottish brewery at this point. It's a very maritime beer. If you grew up in the Maritimes within sort of my generation,
no, Lady Lee's gone.
I think the cat might have hit a button.
Power button.
Yeah.
Those cats are evil.
She does have a way with her walking on Lee's keyboard. So, like, you think of all the big popular brands in the Maritimes that are like regional brands, like the Olin's, the Keiths, Schooner, things like that. They're generally on all of them. They say, "Oh, this is an ale of a sort," right? Like they always say, like this is a pale ale of a sort, or India Pale Ale.
Totally.
Like Keiths, they say India Pale Ale, even though it's not. The thing they all have in common is that they're ales that have been brewed down so much, like just lightened so much that they're almost indistinguishable from lagers. And McClay's really follows in that sort of tradition as like this light Americanized version of like a British pale ale kind of thing, where almost all the hops is just like taken out of it. And McClay's is no different for that. But I think the thing McClay's has that those beers don't have is it has a bit more of a malt presence. It's just slightly more beefier. Like it's just a slightly more of a caramel kind of tinge to it, a more breadiness to it. Even though it drinks as light bodied as all those beers, it feels like it's a bit more substantial just because the malt taste is there a little bit more. I like it a lot. I've always liked this beer. I've always thought it was a decent sort of go-to maintenance beer, crusher, whatever you want to call it. Sure, it's at 5%, so might not necessarily fit the crusher sort of label in a sense, but it drinks really well. I'm not. I'm on my 3rd one right now. It doesn't feel heavy or overpowering or anything like that. The flavor it's still retaining good flavor too. Like every time I'm drinking it, it's like, oh, there's something to this. It's not like like say like you drink like 3 Olin Export, or you drink 3 like Schooner or something like that, and it just starts. Oh, it's beer flavored water, and it's very bland.
It mixes together like they all just.
Yeah, this still feels like, oh, I'm drinking a beer with some sort of substantial flavor going on. So as you know, that sort of light, dumbed down pale ale for like the maritime market kind of thing. And as just as a crusher, like I could definitely use this as a crusher, as a maintenance beer, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to throw a 9 at it. And my own personal preference, there might be some nostalgia kind of seeping in on this, but fuck it. I'm going to throw an 8. I like it quite a bit.
Wow.
And
So is this one of your old beers, like, you throw back 2 years ago kind of stuff?
Yeah.
This is back when he gave Guinness a 10.
Shut up. I used to buy this quite a bit back when it was more readily available, especially when it was first like contract brewed by the Maritime Beer Company, which has been defunct since like 2000. But that was like the first sort of inklings of like getting into craft beer. Like, oh, here's something that tastes like. I mean, looking upon it now, not radically different, but it felt radically different at the time. So,
did you say Sleeman's brews it now?
Yeah, Sleeman's brews it now. Yeah, in Ontario. I don't think they brew it in the Maritimes anymore.
Right, but what you're saying, what I'm hearing is that they kept probably a really good recipe and decided to put it out as a craft.
Yeah, I think so. I don't think they necessarily pretend it's a craft brew of any sort, but like it still does retain a trademark basically from a very old, very renowned Scottish brewery at the time, and like it's not in existence anymore. I think Belhaven also brews something for Maclay's, but I couldn't find out what. Yeah. So this is one of those cases of like a brand name like kind of surviving, like getting picked up by a bigger company. Like Molson used to do that all the time, right? And like they buy all these Ontario breweries up, these little small breweries, and keep their name and maybe release certain things in certain regions where the name still meant something. So it's kind of like that.
All right.
Just kind of.
And now that I've bored everybody, you can move on.
Because Greg is
All
so
right.
much more entertaining.
That's right.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
That doesn't make me any less boring, though.
People tune
I
in
think
for
you're
Greg every week.
interesting.
Yo, get a room.
All
right.
Why does Greg get attacked all of a sudden? So now the pressure's on me to be entertaining. So
Yep. It's all up to you.
Anyways.
You gotta do it without whipping your dick out.
Do your song and dance, monkey.
Aww.
Jesus Christ.
I feel abused right now.
What?
You hurt his feelings. You hurt Greg's feelings.
Oh, muffin.
I feel like you said that before.
You've hurt Greg's feelings.
If it makes you feel any better, Greg, whenever anyone thinks about you,
That son of a bitch has got a big jump.
He's got a big what?
Dog.
gun, dong, penis.
Oh, okay.
I thought Nick was the one with the big dong.
Oh, well, I mean, it didn't say I had the biggest.
Right.
It just said that big, so I'll go
Okay,
with
well,
that.
You can say never meet your heroes.
Listen,
Oh, Jesus
big
Christ.
is very relative. Big is relative.
Ah!
You can still be big without being the Godzilla dong of the group.
Right?
Hey, how's that beer?
Anyways, I'm glad my monkeyness could entertain you all. Anyway, on to the beer. So, again, when I'm drinking, I'm not usually crushing beer the way, I'd rather drink, maybe 2 IPAs in an afternoon, assuming I don't want to be too functional in the evening. Or, a couple Canucks, 5%, I won't, typically on my own, I'm not going to drink more than 2 beers in an afternoon, even by the pool, because, usually I need to be somewhat functional in the evening to do stuff. So, this beer I actually got to try as a crusher because Madame Lee came over and we needed beer to drink in the pool because Lee likes to spend 10 hours a day in the pool, and we needed stuff to continuously drink and not get annihilated. And I don't think we got annihilated on this beer. We did drink other things, but this was kind of our backbone beer. So, one problem I have with this beer, we'll go into like flavor wise. It's a 4% IPA. It's fine. It has a good taste to it for what it is. Going by memory, I like it more than Limp Puppet, GLB's other beer. Their Octopus Light is actually, I think, better than this, but they haven't released it. So if I can't get the beer, it doesn't do me any good. The problem this beer has with, and I think this is more of a hazy IPA problem and possibly even a regular IPA problem, is when you drink a lot of these over the course of several days. Lady Lee, what do we both get from this?
Massive heartburn.
Yes, we both got massive heartburn from this beer. Now, we can't blame this beer entirely because, again, there was other stuff drank. But this beer really seemed...
Food, greasy food and stuff too.
Yeah, we ate like fucking animals and we drank other stuff. But again, this beer, when you already had a little bit of heartburn, this beer really agitated it. So yeah, that would be the big thing for me as a summer crusher. And I guess this is sort of why, you know, even though it might be a boring style, I still think kind of tasteless lagers reign supreme for drinking around the pool because you don't, at least I don't generally have that issue. So that's going to be my one knock against this beer. I think it's a good beer. And I think if you're drinking a few of them within reason and maybe not eating like an asshole, I think it can be a good beer. But if you are prone to heartburn or you just drink way too many of them and then do somersaults in the pool or whatever, may not be.
I wouldn't consider that a summer crusher then.
Sorry?
I said I wouldn't consider that a summer crusher then. If you have too many of them and you're going to be bloated and heartburny, why is that a summer crusher?
It will come into my
ratings. It goes down
easy.
It goes down smooth. It is tasty, but people who do suffer from heartburn will probably get heartburn, which is shitty.
Yeah. There we go, Lady Lee. Why don't you give us a review out of 10?
I was defending you, okay?
Are you over talking Greg about a beer that you had before?
Technically, you're defending Great Lakes, but thank you, I appreciate that. So yeah, basically, exactly what Lady Lee said. So it is going to be. I am going to rate it fairly highly. I think as a summer crusher, you can enjoy it by the pool. You cannot get annihilated. You can still be functional for any evening, anything you want to do in the evening. So. You know, I'm going to give it an 8.5. I probably would have gone over 9 on this if it wasn't for the heartburn, but the heartburn that has to be taken into account. At the same time, I don't want to blame the entire heartburn on this thing because, again, there were other factors.
There's lots of factors.
Many factors.
We also got like very little sleep and then went for runs in very hot temperatures, and I don't think that helped either.
Your 8.5, is that style or personal preference?
That's for style as a summer crusher.
What's your personal what's your personal preference then?
I'm getting to it, Scott. Hold on. I'm sorry the monkey isn't performing fast enough for you.
Jesus fuck.
As my own personal enjoyment beer. Again, I think there's a compromise with a summer crusher. This is not something I generally would be my choice to drink if I didn't have reasons to drink it. Like, hey, I want to be functional throughout the day. If I was sit down in an evening, like this is a beer I never drink in the evening because I always want to reach for something more interesting in the evening, like an octopus wants to fight, something like that. Or any IPA or really anything. This to me is a little bit too boring for like, an evening beer. So my personal preference on this is I'm going to do a 7.5 on it. I like it overall. It's got good taste, but it's a very particular beer for me that I would drink. And again, going through, let's say next time I have a get together, this may not be the beer I choose. It's good for what it is, but I do think there's something to be said about a tasteless lager and hopefully not giving you heartburn. Somebody give me a banana, damn it.
You already have your own banana.
You've reached down your pants.
Forgot your penis.
He he could have his own banana somewhere else. I mean, you're
The-
the one
the
who brought up
Lee-
the penis.
Is your banana in your pants? You're just happy to see me. Oh,
The Lee
okay. So,
declared large penis, Mr. Lee.
I don't believe I did, but whatever.
so Greg, that was 7.5 for style, and what was the overall again?
I'll give it no. So it was
you haven't said
8.5
it.
for style, 7.5 overall.
Okay. Good. And set. All right. Thank you, sirs. That leaves the Lady of the Lees.
Hello. Okay, so
Hello.
holding off on my beer just because I wanted to review it. Okay, so what I really like about this beer, I've had this, like I said, I've had this multiple times. It goes down really nice and smooth. It is a lager, which usually is not my favorite, but I really enjoy this one. I've never had a prickly pear, but from what I'm reading, it's like kind of sweet, and there is like that little hint of sweetness in this versus limes that are just more tart, so are sour. Sorry. So you have that sweetness that's being added, and then you have that sourness from the lemon or the limes, and I can taste both. I can taste that there's a little bit of sweetness, and I can taste the sour, and then the end note is very lime. Like it's a very lime forward beer. So it finishes off with that nice lime flavor. How many times could I say lime in one sentence?
Several.
But yeah, it's quite tasty. So this one's a 4.4%, I believe. So it's not too high in alcohol. Just laughing because when I went back to I'm going to go on a sidetrack, sorry. But when I went back to my parents to visit, I had a 6% beer or something. And they're like, oh no, this is such a strong beer. Oh my God, if it's higher than 5%, I can't handle it. I'm like, oh shit. What the fuck is
It's like drinking shoe polish.
So I'm saying like 4.4 is a light beer, but then I'm like, I don't think they would think that. Anyway, yeah, so 4.4, lower end of like your average beer. I think now it's pretty much 5%. That's like the average.
Yeah.
And it's so I also really like this beer because I find like I was saying, or Greg and I were talking about, or Greg was saying about the whole like heartburn. I know there's a lot of things that will like trigger it for me, and unfortunately, like IPAs tend to do that, or pale ales, or anything like that with that little bit of citrus. So I do like citrus flavor. Unfortunately, it doesn't like me. But this, it's lime, and it's nice lime, and it doesn't trigger my heartburn. So that's a bonus point right there because it goes down very smooth. It's easy drinking. And while I've been waiting, I've been kind of leaving this. So it did warm up a bit. And flavor wise, the flavor is still there. Like it still tastes very refreshing. It's refreshing. That's it. It's refreshing. It's a very refreshing beer.
From your introduction to that beer, it sounds like everything that the introduction was all about. Like it sounds like what you're describing is exactly what the beer says it is. Right?
Yeah.
There's no surprise.
No, like you try this and this is what you get for flavor. It's there on the can.
It's on the can, it's in the mouth.
Yeah. So you have your,
can in the
like I
mouth.
said, the prickly pear gives you that sweetness, the lime gives you that sour, and you can taste the sour. You can taste the lime. I don't know if this tastes like prickly pear because I haven't had to taste one, but I do taste sweetness in it.
So I've had a prickly pear in Cuba. Very sweet, very just a little bit tart at the end. Goes well with the lime, I would think. Yeah.
There you go. That's probably why they did it.
Yeah.
I can appreciate that we're reviewing them based on like the Summer Crusher style or general instead of like the style of our beer. Because I don't know. Because usually we do the style of the beer.
Well, usually I go by like I'm kind of opened it up in interpretation, like whatever you're crushing.
Oh, I get it, but I just mean like usually we go by like personal preference and style is, or sorry, style is by like
you have to rate it by the prickly pear.
Oh yeah.
But this time Scott started with like, no, this is Summer Crusher. I like that. I kind of enjoy that. That's fun. That's fine. I'm enjoying it. I'd still give it like probably around the same because it literally exactly says in the can. I do taste that little bit of lager that's in there, but it's also flavored and the flavors are really nice. So, personal preference, or style.
Yep, style and
Style,
overall.
yeah.
Style of
Style as a
summer
summer crusher. As a summer crusher, right? Style.
as a summer crusher.
I'm gonna go. As a summer crusher, I'm gonna go high. I think I'm gonna go like 9. 9. I'm gonna go 9. Only because I feel eventually that lime will probably get to me. As much as I'd like to say it's fine now, I feel like eventually I'd start feeling it. Personal preference. I'm gonna go 9 as well. I think it is really tasty. I really enjoy the beer. It goes down really quick. It goes down really smooth. My only thing is like, it kind of has that like rind taste to it at the end. So I taste
The
the
lime.
lime, but then
Yeah, the lime
yeah,
rind.
yeah, I taste that a little bit. And well, I know some people are like fans of that. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's not like a deal breaker in general because I find everything else is really good about it. That I can forgive it for that. I just deducted a little bit for personal preference.
The one thing I like about lime, and I've drank a lot of lime beers. The one thing I like about lime, the one thing you do about lime, or I usually do, is when I have a lime beer, I then will like intermix it with something to like nullify it, right? So lime. Okay, now I'm gonna get like a Coors Light or something just to wash out that.
Or you get yourself a nice pickle beer to cleanse the palate.
Yeah, cleanse the palate out, and then you can get back into the limes.
Strawberry
There it
sour.
is.
There's your strawberry
Nick.
sour.
There's the strawberry sour, Nick.
Woo.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Camp
I switched over to this.
He wanted me to taste it, so I'm going to do it real quick before we jump off there.
Okay.
So,
But
sour?
no cuvee.
Sure.
Kind of tastes like jam.
Ooh,
It very much tastes like jam. Yeah,
All right.
it's like not too sour. It has a bit of sour, so I think this is a better summer crusher. So I think you guys voted right, but it's tasty. The end.
Nice.
I didn't want to
Okay,
go
well,
through it.
I don't think sours are ever
Yeah,
summer
well,
crushers.
Drink a little bit more of it, and we'll ask you before we sign off. But I guess you know what that means. It's my turn now, so I can talk about my.
Oh, Nick hasn't gone yet.
Worst diner? No, I haven't gone yet. I always wait for the last moment, and it's always at the end when the people are ready to sign off and don't give me time to talk. Anyway, I'm kidding. We're already at an hour, so whatever. This is the best part. So yeah, I'm not expecting to win tonight. I'm just saying, like, Worst Diner, perennial classic. Hasn't really changed much. I still really like this beer. I'm glad it's back. We'll be buying more of this. It does fit for me, the Summer Crusher roll. If I just want to have one can, like buy like 3-4 cans of like this, along with a whole pack, like a craft beer. If that's the route I'm going. Now, obviously I can't buy this in a 355 ml pack, so I can't buy it individually. But this I find is a really decent beer. This thing is just drinks so like it's got this grassy kind of like earthy herbal bite to the crispness to it. It goes down super crisp and dry. It's very refreshing, and even when it warms up a little bit, like it is now, it's not still not a foul tasting beer. It's got a little bit more caramel, a little bit hint more sulfur in it, but it's like one of those kind of flavors that comes out of like a European kind of lager that back from the days when they used to use like little tiny brewing vaults, like tiny amounts of brewing vaults in order to really kind of differentiate your beer from the rest of the masses from other areas. Anyway, so yeah, like when it comes to this, I really find this is an easy drinking beer. And when it comes to picking out a cheap Pilsner, it's definitely a good go-to. I tend to prefer this one over Pilsner Urquell. I both love them to death, but Pilsner Urquell is a little heavier. So when it comes to something I want to enjoy a lot of, this goes down easy. So for style, I'm going to give it a 9 as a Summer Crusher because when it's ice cold, it's super fucking crisp. Try it. Overall enjoyment, I've been really digging it tonight. I'm going to give it a 7.5 because I imagine there's, like, when you're, there'd be a whole lot of beers that I would enjoy. Like, I suppose when you're talking about it, like, I'm gonna bump that up to an 8 when it comes to like I'm thinking given the theme of Summer Crusher. Like I'm getting conflicting between what would I give it as I don't know. That's one of those weird things. Like and I know I'm all over the place right now, like Joe Biden or something like that. But
Jesus,
I'm
Nick.
kind
You
of
made it political.
No,
we already made it political with the
that's
whole
the
outcome
least of our worries.
See, okay, so what I'm trying to get at is that when I'm thinking of it as a if I'm giving something a beer or something out of like a 3.75 out of 5, I'm rating it against what I thought of all kinds of other different beers. There's a little bit of bias that comes in here because I'm thinking it was a Summer Crusher. This actually makes a damn good Summer Crusher. I guess as an overall beer score, I'd probably say it's a 7.5. I'm going to bump it up to an 8 because I'm really fucking enjoying it tonight. That's where I'm going at with this. That said, so this will be the second week in a row, though. I'm going to have to bring up the play the Cuvee game because Greg has really been slacking with the Cuvee game lately. He
I
hasn't,
have. I'm sorry. I don't
made
even have
any
any
kinda-
chalet sauce in my fridge. I'm sorry.
I
That's
just happen to have some KFC gravy in my
Oh.
fridge.
Is that
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna,
You guys are dicks.
this might actually be halal certified. So,
Oh my goodness gracious! Don't.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Cool. Yeah, go fuck yourself.
yeah, look at the
Nope.
oh,
Nope.
No.
Oh Jesus,
No.
dude!
Why, Nick? You must be drunk.
look at that! Look, oh wow!
Look, Lady Lee even left the chat.
It's that 11 herbs and spices.
Oh my
Actually,
goodness!
It really hasn't changed the color of the beer much.
Yeah, it
It
actually
really
doesn't even look. It doesn't look that different.
It doesn't look that different. I mean, it's cloudy, but you can definitely see that there's 11 herbs and spices in it now. But it really doesn't really change the color of the beer much. Give me a sniff.
Yeah,
Why?
good job.
Why?
Oh,
What a waste! What a waste!
why do I do this shit?
Drink, just drink it.
It smells
Just
like
drink it.
Hey, Nick, put some yogurt in it now.
no.
Just drink it.
I'm trying to think of
Drink it.
how I would describe this.
Just drink it.
It's
Right
like
Get it
gravy.
over with.
It smells like KFC gravy.
Because it's KFC gravy.
Radar's comment. Halal, is it meat you're looking for?
A lot. Is it meat you're looking for?
And Lady Lee's. in
It's
the
like
chat
a
saying,
good.
Nope.
It's like a KFC Goza. It's actually kind of creamy.
She left, but she's
You
in
get-
the chat.
You
She's
get
still
that
watching?
that salt, that brine. It's not overpowering. Like it's, and you get this little bit of like you get the lager Christmas level berry. It's almost so weird. You think it'd be. It literally does taste like
Came
there's
back too soon.
Warsteiner underneath.
Did I?
It's a little taste like there's Warsteiner underneath the flavor of gravy. It's just, it's weird. Never should
All
be
right.
attempted again.
Good. We should read the comments before we go to our final thoughts.
All right, I'm gonna put
Would've
Scott up
thought
and you
that
can
would be
read the
bad.
comments.
All right, fuck. Where are we? At the very beginning.
I'm
Radar,
gonna-
watching from work. Radar, hi Greg. And Radar, colleague walks in as Greg went apeshit. Do the monkey.
I'm gonna go.
Ah, right.
I'll be right back.
Lee Russell, how many oldster pooped their pants tonight, Radar? Just the one guy this afternoon, and he's until midnight. Mr. Lee says, I see. Radar, pass the question. Radar says, Nuts West Beer Rear? Beer Weir? Beak Weir?
What's next week's beer? That's his weird lingo.
I know.
Same question
I
was
know.
asked.
I am reading the chat. I know.
Oh, I know. I'm just oh, he's gone now. But anyways, I was just pushing his notion of trying to say something weird.
Yeah.
But I'm just
So I said, you mean what's next week's show style? We don't know yet. Lee Russell either or. And Radar comes with, halal, is it meat you're looking for? I can't sing. And that's where Lee
Is it
Ben.
me you're looking for?
All right, so Sir Maxwell
see
Plum.
Beer.
oh.
Sure.
Mr. Radar also said if anyone's still on near 12:45, I'll be around.
Doubtful.
There you go.
Probably not,
Yeah, it ain't a weekend, bro.
45.
bro.
I'll be logging
Rough.
off at 12:44.
Wow.
I have piano lessons at 8:30 tomorrow morning.
Oh, fancy.
I have to do my hair.
You gotta wash
Me
your hair.
too.
So Nick, do you have suggestions for next week's review?
Oh yeah, we had actually discussed, or at least I think maybe I came up with the concept of.
I think I helped you come up with the concept.
Wow.
Yeah, I think you suggested like you were just gonna grab the beer that's at the back of the fridge and then bring it, which would have been totally allowable. And we're gonna do that kind of thing again. Just go to the back of the fridge.
That's
and
the
pick
reason
up
I had to
something.
go to a beer store and grab, or not beer store. I went to the brewery to grab beer because I was like, "Fuck! If I take this, I have 2 cans. I could have done it like both
2 weeks in a
this
row.
week,
2
but
weeks in a
that
row.
would have been lame. So I had to go to the brewery, get myself some new beer because Nick is like, "Oh wait, let's do that as next week's topic," even though my beer would have worked.
So in a sense, the idea is it's a beer that like, hey, you buy a bunch of beer, and this is the one that sits in the back of the fridge because it's the one you don't really want to get to right away. It's just like, okay,
I was thinking more along the lines. The theme is, hey, it's been a while since you last bought any beer. It's that last beer in the fridge. You drank everything else because it was preferable. There's that one beer sitting in the fridge, or maybe like you keep buying more beer, and there seems to be one beer that's an outlier that keeps sitting in the back of the fridge because you don't.
I feel like that's what I said.
Yes.
Okay.
What happens if you have a new fridge?
Way to be a guy.
So it's literally, if you have a new fridge, Scott, then I don't know, make something up. What you have more than enough experience drinking beer to know what beers kind of linger in the back of your fridge.
What is a beer that has been lost in the back of your fridge?
Scott already.
Who said
drank
ginger?
this, yeah, Scott's already drank the ginger.
I have mine already.
Without me.
What I was going to do tonight is the one because I totally forgot about it. It got moved behind some stuff.
See, it gets even more on topic next week because it's been there longer.
So I do have a beer at the end, at the back of my fridge in the trailer. I'll go get
your trailer beer.
Yeah, there you go. Get
Trailer
it
beer.
in the trailer and bring it to.
This is my beer right now.
I'm drinking a
I'm doing
trail.
this one.
Hey, I'm drinking a Trailway Radler.
This one's 4.6%. It's 2 more than what I had before.
Very good.
So
All right.
should we get it here? We have an outro song. We always play every week.
Well, let's do the
we don't have our
new
playlist.
AI outro song.
Yeah, let's do our what would you rather, and then we'll do our outro.
So first
that's
of all,
true.
thanks
Yeah.
everybody for
Yeah,
watching.
Lee, Jesus Christ, quit getting so excited for your outro song.
Fuck you.
Wow.
Sure.
All right. Let me go first because I've been going first the whole time.
Yeah.
Right.
He's so excited.
I would like to try Lady Lee's beer that she reviewed.
Oh, right. I forgot about the scoring.
Fucking Jesus.
So unprofessional.
I know.
Yeah. All right. So
yes, that one right there. I would really like to try that. It sounds. I like limes. It sounds exactly what it sounds from Lady Lee's description. Exactly what the can says. I've had prickly pear before. I've had lime before. It's a lager. It hits all my it hits all my buttons. I'm gonna go with Lady Lee's.
Yay! I get a vote.
Oh, and doing this berry, the very good one from Aspec.
Atypic.
Atypic. Yeah. It's exactly what the fruity beer shouldn't be. Remember how we talked about that, Mr. Lee? Like a fruity beer that's like super forward. It's sour. It's exactly what a fruity beer you don't like.
Okay.
It's on par for exactly what you probably wouldn't drink. So it's very red.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I picked it up to try it and whatever, but it's something that I don't think you would want to try. But the watermelon one that I had before, I think you should try.
All right. So Scott's had his vote, so let's go over to Lee.
See, I'm
beers
going to
you had here tonight.
I'm going to try Scott's eventually. But looking at ones that I just can't necessarily get right offhand, Lady Lee's, because I like lime. I like a little bit of fruit that might balance out that lime, be it a prickly pear or whatever else. I generally enjoy the flavored, quote unquote, Mexican lagers, so that looks to be up my alley. So
I put Lee's vote next to Lady Lee anyway before he said that he voted for Lee, so it's just I kind of had a feeling.
Well, that's because you're a jerk.
Wow.
And he said, see, the thing is, he said he's going to try my beer anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So really, it's a half vote for me.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm sure that's how it works. All right, so let's Lady Lee, you to vote for it.
Greg goes first.
Great.
That's okay. That's okay.
God damn it!
That's okay. The trained monkey doesn't even get a vote. That's just how it goes.
Oh,
Here's a
monkey's
banana.
bad.
And like a second time made me sad for this episode.
Greg wants his
dog.
banana.
I was actually kind of just looking to see. I mean, this one's pretty easy. I don't think there's really much competition. I mean, it's going to be Lady Lee's beer for sure. I was actually just curious to see if I tried it because you guys brought a bunch of Gateway City beers last week down, but it's not an Untapped, so therefore I've never had it before. So yes, that would easily be the most interesting one here. I'd like to try.
So yeah, I already put Greg's name before Lady Lee anyway. So let's go over to Lady Lee. It's just,
Maybe it's because you actually think my beer tastes good. Anyways, Greg, yes, we did try it together.
can't
We
vote for
tried it in the
yourself.
pool. We did a pool review. I'm sad
We
that
did
you
do a
forgot.
pool review.
Yeah.
Did we
and
do a
did
pool review of this one? I don't remember.
Yep. No, we didn't do that one.
I don't
did
think we
this
actually did a pool review. Oh,
We did
did we
this
do
one.
that? Oh, then I
Yeah,
forgot to untap
last
it.
year, yeah.
Shame on me. I'll have to look
Yeah.
through my video archives.
Yeah. Anyways, we did do a pool review. You did try it because I did. I was real excited to bring this one over actually. 'cause
All right.
I
Well,
knew-
clearly I don't remember, so I wish to try it again.
Anyways, my vote goes to Scott because watermelon. I love it, whether it's artificial or real. I fucking love watermelon.
I already
That's the
put
answer.
Lady Lee's vote next to Scott anyway because I
Wow.
Are you just picking them, or are you like?
I actually am.
Nick just knows
I've
everyone.
been doing this too long.
I've been in this business.
Well,
for
I
too long.
knew that
Right.
Lady Lee couldn't
gonna-
vote for herself.
Boobies. Not really.
Ooh.
Nice.
Tank top
So
under.
Nick, next time you got to release what your not recommendations, but what you think is going to happen.
Predictions?
Predictions. That's it.
Okay.
You got to release your predictions before we start saying what beers will.
Okay. Let's go down. Who's next? Let's who's going to vote
You
next?
are,
Oh, wait.
Nick.
So do I predict myself?
You're a dick.
No,
Well, I voted for Lady Lee, so
of course it is.
I already wrote.
I already put that on there.
Down.
Dan, I
I'm
beat
number
you.
two. I'm number two.
Yeah, you're number
Lady
two.
Lee,
all
did
right.
you just say Dan? I beat you.
Well, you're
Yeah,
already
everybody
better
beats
than
Dan. You can't say that. Everybody
Literally,
beats Dan.
we're already better than
Oh.
Dan. So
Everybody and
Hold on,
everything beats
hold on.
Dan. We beat Dan. The weather beats Dan. His wife beats Dan.
Jesus.
I don't know. I think it was far and away the Lady Lee had the most interesting sounding beer. I can go to the liquor store right now. Well, not right now,
Wow.
but go down and get a bottle of that watermelon blonde ale. And McClay's from the Lee's can of McClay sounds interesting, but I can go to Salisbury and get a 2-4 of it.
Oh well, la-di-da, Mr.
Mhm.
Frenchman.
But no, like the Gateway City sounds more interesting than Greg's Sunnyside. So,
Oh, wrong one. There you go.
so literally, Lady Lee is better than Greg.
No, there it is. You're muted.
Greg's
Greg's
muted.
muted.
Greg's talking.
You're
and he's
good.
muted.
I just muted myself. Did you go into this review thinking that she wasn't? Like, Nick, have you not been paying attention these last few years?
There she is.
I sound like I haven't been paying attention tonight. That's for sure. All right.
My
so,
my strawberry sour tastes like strawberry jam.
where the fuck did Greg go? I think he hit the wrong
You
button.
probably accidentally hit him. Yeah.
So we'll let Greg rejoin before we sign off for this episode finally. So I suppose we should say, without any
Wrong
doubt,
one.
Lady Lee is the
Without any
winner
doubt.
of tonight's
I
episode.
lost like the last 3 of these like BYOBs or 4. I don't know.
Well-
Like my last one just shit the bed hard.
This one is as unanimous of a win as you can get. Everybody voted for you except for yourself because you can't vote for yourself. So congratulations, a little round of applause for Laylee.
Yay!
Yeah.
Immense voice rejoice. Tastes like strawberry jam.
All right. Your
All right,
opinion hasn't
now,
changed.
Mr. Lee.
All right.
Our
Lee, take it
outro.
away.
All right.
We try to keep order while break disrupts the entire flow. The pound takes Nick to the border. Sometimes his anger just up and blows. Chris Peters killed those women. This much that you know. We rate them on preference and style. Like fuck this haze, you really blows.
This is a better song.
This is actually pretty
We're
catchy.
at Red Fox's Cadence at the end of the show. It's a Red Rock get upset. We rate it on its preference and style when it comes to class for correct. No turning back now. No turning back now. It's BA101. BA101. It's BA101. BA101. It's BA101. BA101. Good Lord, what have we done? Good Lord, Peter, come on.
This perfect sound at the end.
Yes. Kill.
Bye!
Nice. Bye.
That's not his penis. That's
Someone had to do it.
that's a really